What up, what up, what up? It's K.Honesty, and I'm about to do a review of Power Book 2 Ghost Season 4, Episodes 8 and 9. I know I'm a little, like a week late for Episode 8, but it was my birthday when Episode 8 came out, and I was in Arizona having a good old time. So I'm trying to get this junk out when I could, and today is the day that I could do it. But Episode 9, I'm not that late. I mean, Episode 9 came out 2 days ago, so I'm not too late as far as Episode 9, reviewing Episode 9. But if you haven't seen Episodes 8 or 9 of Power Book 2 Ghost Season 4, turn this video off and go watch the episodes and come back and watch this video. And please like the video and subscribe to my channel. It is a simple and free way to support my channel. If you want to support, liking and subscribing is the easiest and least expensive way to do it. I don't know how else to express that, but it's simple, it's free. Don't take no time away from you really. And yeah, like and subscribe, please. I'm not a public speaker. I will tend to fumble my words and say so like 1,000 times. I may stop to regain my thoughts. I may slow my speaking down to regain my thoughts. Anything I say, it's my opinion. It does not reflect anyone or anything associated with the show. Of course, comment below what you would grade Episode 8 and 9, what you thought of both episodes. If I forget to talk about anything particular that you thought I should talk about, let me know in the comments, or just leave your opinions and thoughts about the episodes in the comments. Like, just comment. Give me those interactions that I need. Of course, I'm going to leave in the description when I start talking about Episode 9 for those who might have not watched Episode 8 and just went straight to Episode 9. Kind of weird, but hey, I'm not here to judge. And I will give a verbal alert before I start talking about Episode 9 in this review. So for right now, we're going to talk about Episode 8, Last Chance. If you haven't seen Episode 8 of Season 4 of Power Book 2 Ghost, turn this video off because I'm about to spoil the entire episode. I'm going to grade Episode 8 I'm going to give Episode 8 a C-. It wasn't a lot going on. Episode 9 was way better. Yeah, I'm going to give Episode 8 a C-. Not a lot happened. Can't even really remember. Thank God I write notes, because other than that, I wouldn't really remember what happened on Episode 8. But yeah, let's get into it. So, Episode 8 begins, of course, in Episode 7. At the end of Episode 7, Detective Felicia got killed. So now the department, Carter, Nico, and all of them, the departments, they mourning the loss of Detective Felicia. Carter's giving some type of speech, and they toasting. So then after the speech, Nico goes up to Carter, and he's like, because Nico, we can kind of see him starting to be suspicious of Carter, but it doesn't seem to go nowhere. As we watch Episode 9, it doesn't seem to really go. His suspicions don't really seem to go anywhere. I mean, we'll have to see what Episode 10 brings, but yeah. So after the speech that Carter gives about Felicia, Nico goes to him, and he's like, what really happened to Felicia? We not believing this car accident bullshit, right? And Carter's just like, well, I know it's hard to believe in our type of work, but this really happened. Felicia was really in a car accident. And, as Carter walks away, Nico gives him that look like, I don't buy the shit. Like, just like I don't buy the Russians killing Detective Kamal Tate. But, like I said, his suspicious doesn't really go anywhere. So, Monet and Tariq, they meet up at Monet's bar to discuss Carter and, like, what's the next moves to get rid of this nigga. Tariq basically suggests that they tell Noma about Carter looking into her so she can take him out. And, of course, Monet's against it. She's like, I'm tired of working for this bitch. We got to go back to Noma and beg for her for help or whatever. But, I mean, ultimately, she agrees. It's like, it's the best move at the moment. So, Detective Carter and Nico, they take Drew to Zion's old stomping grounds to meet his old crew and whatnot. And, they basically give Drew Zion's territory, the underground fight club, his soldiers, all that stuff. So Tariq, he's in the dorm, and he's explaining to Brayden his plans on trying to take Carter out, or whatever the case may be. And Brayden's telling Tariq, oh, I'm moving out of the dorm. I'm moving in with Elle. He's talking about he love her. And I was just like, Tariq started laughing. He's like, what, nigga? Like, you barely even know this girl. And I was like, for real. Like, Brayden, why do you keep getting pussy whipped? Like, I don't understand. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, I would rather take that girl that was at Westing Holdings over this broad, this junkie chick. I'm just like, yeah, Brayden, like, he fall for, I think in this episode or the next episode, Tariq said something like, any girl that sluts you out, you fall for her, you fall in love. And I'm just like, I ain't lying. Like, Brayden need to get it together. So, he mentions that the band broke up. Like, how you think Elle gonna forgive you? The band broke up because of you and your little shenanigans on stage. And Brayden's like, well, it don't even matter because I got course correct back from Effie. And Tariq wants to know, how did Brayden do that? And Brayden, he doesn't tell him. Now I think about it, Tariq never finds out about how Brayden got course correct back. God damn, my phone stand. Okay. So, Tariq and Monique, Tariq and Monet, they meet with Noma and Kane to basically tell them about Carter being after her. And Noma's like, well, I don't care about that. I want to know what he knows about my operation. So Tariq and Monet, they not telling her what Carter knows. They just basically trying to tell her that he's after her. And like, it's urgent that they take him, that she takes Carter out, basically, because that's all they want. They be dealing with one less asshole. So as Monet is about to storm out, Noma says something slick about mom, and then Monet's like, what? So Noma spills the beans, tells Monet and Tariq, for that matter, because Tariq's sitting right there, that her and Kane are getting married. So Tariq, he just laughs. And Monet, she gets livid. She's like, what the fuck? And then she storms out. Tariq leaves right after her. So Noma orders Kane to find out how much Carter knows. And how did he find out about her? He kind of know. Kane kind of knows how she found out about him. How he found out about her. He kind of knows, but he kind of don't. It's like he knows that Monet was the one that tried to rob her shipment. Well, robbed her shipment because they did. Because Carter let them keep the drugs. But Drew was actually the one that gave Noma's name to Carter. So it kind of wasn't Monet. But Kane kind of like feels like it was Monet. So, Brayden, he gets to Elle's dorm, and Bruchandra is freaking out because Elle is unresponsive. She looked dead to me. She had OD'd off some bad coke. So Davis comes by Noma's place with paperwork. He's like wondering what it's for. He's like, you about to get married? And Noma tells Davis about her and Kane's engagement. Of course, Davis isn't happy because he wanted it to be him. He had already pitched that to her. Effie walks in and Noma spills the beans to Effie again. And Effie, she tries to play it cool, but she's super shocked. Kane's trying to clean it up, tell her that it's just business. And Effie's like, but benefits, right? So Noma tells Effie that she wants her to clean up Kane's social media presence, make him seem make him not seem like he's just a drug dealer with no online presence or whatever the case may be. Make him look, make the shit look legit. Make their marriage look real. So Davis, he's saying to Noma, like, why didn't you consider my proposal? This is while Kane's walking Effie out trying to talk to her. She really ain't trying to hear the shit. And, Noma, she points out that Davis's practice is going bankrupt, and he's also in the middle of a divorce. So that shit would have just been messy. And then she's like, are you just trying to use me as a meal ticket? And she's like, and he said something about them being partners, and she's like, no, I'm a one-woman show. And that's what Kane need to realize. Like, she's not gonna never have a partner. So Davis meets with Tariq and Monet. So he obviously pissed about this. So Tariq and Monet, they want to know why Kane and Noma are getting married. So, Davis tells them why. So tells them why Kane and Noma are getting married. Excuse me. I don't even know why I just yawned talking through that. Davis tells Tariq and Monet why Noma and Kane are so urgently getting married, and gives them the name of this new corrupt government official that he done got to help Noma, because after Wiley Adams died, he had to find another person, and the guy's name is Sterling Reynolds. So then we get to saying Kane comes to the underground fight club. Now, Drew runs it now because he's taking over for Zion. And he basically wants to confront Drew about switching up on Noma and working for Carter. And, they just had this back and forth. Drew's telling Kane, you're going to be the fall guy for Noma for this merge. Like, yeah, I know about the merge. Like, Monet told me. So Noma tells her daughter, Anya, about her nuptials with Kane. And Anya's, like, super confused and annoyed. She's just like, she points out how Kane has all these arrest records. And she's like, is the police after you? That's why you're doing this? Like, she's like, what do you really do for money? Because this is, like, everything's seeming weird to her. Because as far as she knows, her mother's not in the drug game. She just run a legitimate business. So Noma's, she tells Anya that her father was a drug trafficker. And that she moved Anya away to... She moved Anya away, and she herself parted ways with Mecca. And this is why the law enforcement is looking into her, because of her connection to Mecca. But she tells her it's nothing to worry about. This part is kind of confusing. I mean, I'm still kind of confused on this, because I'm like, was Mecca Anya's father? I'm confused because in episode 9, they referred to her late husband. And last time I checked, she never got married to Mecca. They was engaged. And then her brother comes in episode 9 and says something about somebody named Mr. Lombardi. Is that Mecca? Like, I'm so confused. And when they get to talking about Mecca at the dinner table in episode 9, Anya doesn't even flinch. So you would think if that's her dad. So I'm still kind of confused on that, but I don't know. So the next scene at the hospital, the doctor comes in and tells Brayden that the coke that Elle took was laced with fentanyl. And if he didn't call 911 when he did, she'd be dead. So Brayden takes Elle's phone. Oh, excuse me. Brayden takes Elle's phone and text her dealer, pretending to be her, and asks to meet up for more. And Tariq comes in giving words of comfort, even though he didn't really fuck with Elle like that. So Monet goes to Kane's penthouse, trying to talk some sense to him about the marriage. And Kane, he's threatening to tell Monet about he's threatening to tell Noma about Monet being Carter's informant. And I'm like, it's kind of not an informant situation, because any information or any dealings that Monet is having with Carter is off the books. I'm pretty sure they not putting that shit into paperwork or anything like that. So it's kind of not an informant situation. I get what Kane's saying, though. So Monet's telling Kane, like, I didn't have a choice but to work with Carter. Like, the situation he got us in. He caught us trying to do the raid. He found out about, he caught us at Felicia's house and her dead. So, Kane's like, play along with my wedding and I won't tell Noma that you raided her warehouse. And then Anya comes in, weird ass surprise, and Monet leaves. Then we get this quick cutaway to this dumbass bitch, fucking Diana, watching Felicia's son from school from a distance. I'm just like, bruh, I get that you feeling guilty, but, like, that's not the move. Like, that's not the move you want to play. What if Nico was watching her dumb ass? Like, I just don't like when Diana do dumb shit like that. So she in Tariq's dorm room. She's talking about her guilt, making Felicia's son an orphan. And, Tariq's trying to convince her that she really didn't do nothing wrong. Felicia was dirty. She probably would have got hers anyway. Shit like that. Diana comes on to Tariq. They start kissing and whatnot. Tariq goes for a condom, and Diana's like, "Well, we don't need that." She's like, "Would it be so wrong that we have another baby? I mean, that we got pregnant again?" Tariq kind of hesitates, which upsets Diana, and she leaves. I'm just like, girl, you can't get mad at him if he don't want to. Like, I get that he was ready to and willing to have this baby, but now that it's not in the picture, why would he want to? I mean, I get it. So back at Kane's penthouse, Anya is questioning Kane, you know, how you make your money, how can you afford this penthouse, your family's this, calls her family the Gaudis of the ghetto. I thought that was funny. So she asks Kane if her mother is a drug dealer. And Kane's like, your mother runs a legitimate business. And then he throws some cash at her to get her to leave, basically. He's like, go do a TikTok or something. So Tariq and Monet, they meet with Carter and they tell him about Noma bribing this government official. And they basically try to get him to leave them alone, since now they kind of got this, he got this dirt on Noma. And of course Carter's just like, y'all don't know how this work. I run shit. I'm not letting y'all go. Be ready for the next assignment when I call, shit like that. So as they about to leave, Monet stops Drew and tries to talk some sense into him about working for Carter. You know, Drew doesn't really want to hear about it. She's like, what about your art? And he's like, fuck that art. I don't remember what he says, but you know. Kane goes to see Effie, trying to explain again why he's marrying Noma. Effie basically brushes him off, slams the door in his face. Drew goes to the spot where they had a underground fight club, only for one of the soldiers to tell him that Kane and Noma bought the building. So this pisses him off. And then back at the hospital, Brayden, he gets a text back from L's dealer where to meet up at. So Brayden calls Tariq to come along with him, claiming that he just want to scare the dude. I knew something was going to go wrong there. I don't know how, but I knew something was going to go wrong. So like I just said, Drew is pissed that Noma and Kane bought his building. So he sneaks into Kane's warehouse. But not even sneaks in. He probably still had the key because they shared the warehouse at one point. Gets in there, he's looking for something to use against Kane. And he finds Kane's laptop with a shipment about to go out later on that day. And they just not going to tell us what Kane's laptop password was. Because Drew was trying to figure it out. Then he figured it out. And he was like, this nigga. Like, they not going to tell us what it was. It must have been something super arrogant or some shit. Like, I'm the boss man or something funny. I was like, damn, they're not going to let us in on that. So Carter and Drew, they talking about a new location for the underground fight club. Drew's like, I already got a location. And then he brings up Noma's shipment that he found in Kane's laptop. Of course, he doesn't tell Carter where he got the information, but he's like, yeah, we should push harder on Noma. So then we get this classroom scene. Diana isn't paying attention in class. She's too busy looking through Felicia's social media. I'm just like, she just wants attention. She's just drawing more attention to herself. It's annoying. So the professor, he calls out Diana, asks her about the assignment. She kind of flustered, don't even realize what he asking her. Bruchandria whispers to her to tell her what she's supposed to say to help her out. And then after class, Diana, you know, she thanks Bruchandria, but she's like, she shares with Bruchandria that now that now that she was pregnant and lost her baby, she's been having feelings of wanting to try again for another baby. And Bruchandria, of course, is ensuring her that that's totally normal. People always want to have a what's it called? A backup baby, I think that's what she called it. I forgot what she called it. She basically tells Diana, like, you know, I know you feeling that way, but I suggest you just live your life right now and not rush into trying to be a mom. Because you ain't got your life all together. That's what I'm saying. You still got one foot in the game. You might as well just wait until you can get fully out and then try again. So this is when you kind of find out a little more about Effie. Her mom shows up on campus telling her that her boyfriend left her and that she needs some money. And Effie, this is when she says that her mom's boyfriend, who she's saying left her, apparently was molesting Effie. So she's like, she's telling her mom, like, if you was on fire, I wouldn't even piss on you. If I had every dime in the world, you wouldn't get a cent. Like, just saying the most awfulest things to basically tell her mom, you ain't getting shit from me. And as she walks off, Effie's mom is like, that's the daughter I know, cold as ever. No one's going to ever love you. You're cold inside and stuff like that. Which is making Effie feel away because now she feel like she's losing Kane or whatever the case may be. So Monet meets with Tariq at Stansfield, wanting to know what their next steps for Carter is, since though he talking about I'm still gonna be using y'all. So now Tariq suggests that they tell Noma what Carter plans for her, even though they told Carter what Noma plans. So they're like, we need to tell Noma what Carter plans to do, and so she can take him out. And I'm just like, y'all keep saying this, but Noma is not budging. But the way they went about the plan, it was better than them just going to her like they did the first time. So Monet's like, yeah, I'm down. So Carter and his task force, they raid Noma's gun shipment. Kane gets a call about it, and as soon as he gets the call, he gets a text from Drew. He's like, basically letting him know that he did it. And Kane's pissed. He's like, oh, you taking it too far, nigga. So Noma meets with Sterling Reynolds at some restaurant trying to get this government contract, and Carter has some people inside listening. He's outside in the van doing surveillance. Next thing you know, Davis comes in as Noma's legal counsel, which he is, but it's just like, he comes in without her knowing that he was going to be there. He slips her a little note saying that Carter and his people are watching. So him and Noma dip out from the meeting with Reynolds. And in the car, Carter's like, what the fuck is going on? He's like, what just happened? So then Davis gets in the car with Noma. They ride off, and he's like, what you going to do now about Carter? And Noma's like, I'm going to have to neutralize him. So we would think that Tariq and Monet's plan was working. Tariq gets the text from Davis saying that the plan worked, as he and Braden go to meet with L's dealer. Tariq asking Braden if he's high. He's like, I took a bump to get the edge off. And I'm just like, nigga. He's like, you could trust me. You could trust me, Reek. So they bust into the dealer's place. Braden, talking about you can trust me, starts going ham on this nigga. He's like, you gave L some tainted shit. He's like, oh, it's not tainted? Starts making the nigga take making the dealer snort endless amounts of coke of his own product. Because, the dealer's claiming that it's not laced. He's like, if it's laced, she didn't get it from me. So the dealer passes out. Possibly could have OD'd already. But instead of just letting this motherfucker lay in OD, possibly, Braden shoots this nigga in the head. And I'm just like, why, nigga? He probably was already dead from all the lines you just made him take. Especially if his shit really was laced with fentanyl. I was just like, why, Braden? So Tariq starts going off on Braden. Like, this is messy, sloppy. This was not supposed to happen. You said we was going to scare him. But you can't listen to a cokehead. Braden's coked up right now. So you can't listen to him. So they trying to clean up, but then they hear this woman yelling from upstairs or something like, is everything okay? So they got to dip out of there immediately. So they get the fuck out of there through the fire escape. Probably left endless prints and all types of evidence in there. It was a sloppy situation. And we find out that they did get caught up in that situation in the next episode. So Noma and Kane, they meet with Nico, trying to get him to flip on Carter. Nico's like, if y'all want me to flip, I'm gonna need ongoing payments of 7 figures. He don't get him no intel. He just tell them that. So back at the hospital, Elle wakes up and Brayden tells Elle, you know, I took care of it. You ain't gonna have to worry about that dude no more. Elle starts freaking out. She's like, oh, I don't want that guilt on me, and tells Brayden to leave. And now I'm like, I don't put it past her to snitch on Brayden. If I was Brayden, I wouldn't even have told her. You keep thinking that you getting these down ass chicks like Tariq be getting. Unfortunately, you don't. She just says she can't have that type of guilt on her. So if somebody come asking questions, she probably will snitch on your ass. So Nico immediately goes, like I said, he's being solid. He goes to Carter, tells him, you know, Noma tried to flip me for a whole bunch of money. Carter tells Nico set up another meeting with Noma, but tell her that she got to come alone. So Effie shows up at Kane's place to show him his new social media presence or whatnot. Kane don't give a fuck about that. He's basically trying to urge Effie to understand that his marriage to Noma is strictly business. So Effie brings up, you know, the deal that was supposed to be made for her to get out the game, and she's and Kane's like, look, I know that deal went through, but just know that I got your back. I got you always, whatever the case may be. So they kind of make up or have some sort of understanding. So now we get this final scene. Noma and Carter finally come face to face. And they realize that Tariq and Monet have been playing them against each other, basically. I mean, have they really been playing them against each other? Because, I mean, before... Because Carter kind of been after Noma. He just didn't know who she was, what her name was, until Drew gave it to her. So it's kind of like, have they been? So Noma then suggests that they work together and cut out the middle fucks, basically, Tariq and Monet. Or take them out, basically. Basically, take Tariq and Monet out. And that's how episode 8 ends. And I'm like, oh shit, they about to come for Tariq and Monet. I'm not gonna give no thoughts or whatever because I'm about to get right into episode 9. But yeah, I would still give it a C-. This episode didn't give a lot. Brayden's stupid ass got them caught up in that shit with killing that dealer. Yeah, like I said, no predictions because we're about to get right into episode 9. Let me just write this timestamp right quick. I'm gonna do 27:55. Yeah. And of course, I'm gonna put it in the description as well when I start talking about. So now we're gonna talk about episode 9 of season 4 of Power Book 2 Ghost. This is the episode before the finale. So we're getting close down to the nitty gritty. If you haven't seen episode 9, you should turn this video off because I'm about to spoil the entire episode. Of course, like and subscribe to the channel. I might fumble my words because I'm not a public speaker and anything I say does not reflect anyone or anything associated with the show. Of course, comment below what you thought about episode 9 and what you would grade it. I would grade episode 9 I'm going to give it a B. I'm going to give it an A- only because we lost one of the good ones. We lost a good one in episode 9. So that's why I'm going to give it an A-. I'm going to give it an A- just because the acting in that part where we lost who we lost was really good. So yeah, this is episode 9. If you haven't seen it, I'm about to spoil it, so you might want to turn it off if you haven't seen it. And of course, the timestamp in the description will show when I start talking about episode 9. And this is my verbal alert to let you know that I'm about to start talking about episode 9. And we are not talking about episode 8 anymore. Okay, so episode 9, like I said, it was a good episode. I would give it an A-. It starts with Noma and Kane getting fitted for their wedding outfits. Aunt Janet is back. We know Aunt Janet, I forgot her name from Girlfriends. She's back and she's trying to convince Drew and Monet to attend Kane's wedding. She's like, that's the only reason I'm here. In class, Effie gets a email that she's been accepted into the robotics engineering program in Cali. Because remember, she missed her interview she missed her interview helping Kane out with, I can't remember what she was helping him out with. But she gets accepted into that. Diana seems flustered in class and walks out before doing her exam. Braden's in his dorm sulking about Ellie. Tariq comes in, basically tells him like, nigga, you dodged the bullet. You get if you fall in love with any bitch that sluts you out, it's a problem. And I agree. It's like, nigga. Like I said, and just now in my review of episode 8, I feel like the girl that was at Westing Holdings, I could deal with her before I could deal with this L chick. And I feel like L might snitch on him if the opportunity presents itself, she gonna snitch on him. So Carter then calls Tariq, tells him that he needs him to go to Staten Island to deal with some rogue dealer, and basically tells him to go in this dark, go at night, and handle the dealer. So Drew, he meets with his little soldiers for pickup or whatever. And the soldiers, they making jokes about Tariq being Carter's new number 2 because Carter sent him out there to Staten Island to deal with a dealer. And they thought that would be something that Carter would have Drew do. So that throws Drew off, making him feel like he about to be inadequate for when it comes to Carter. So then in this scene, we're introduced to Noma's brother, whose name is Chinadu. And this must be the brother that Anya was telling Tariq that she goes to visit in Nigeria. So he comes in hot. He already questioning Noma about these quick nuptials. Like, what's up with that? What's up with your new fiance? All that stuff. Monet, Drew, and Diana arrive. And then the dinner. They having dinner. The dinner's super awkward. Chinadu starts questioning Kane. And he's like, He says how much he likes the penthouse, and Drew chimes in and is like, well, actually, it was me and Kane's penthouse until Kane kicked me out. And then Monet's like, well, actually, it was only supposed to be y'all's until I sold it. I told y'all I was going to sell it. And then Anya chimes in and is like, well, that's funny, Kane, because you told me you owned it on your bartender salary. And then Chinadu's like, bar. And then Noma's like, well, yes, the Tejadas own a local bistro. And Anya's like, her bistro is a stretch. The whole shit was just funny. So Chinadu asks Kane what he does for a living, and Kane's like, oh, I was in the family business. That's not really an answer because we don't know what y'all family do. Like Anya said, y'all the Gaudis of the ghetto. But anyway, he's like, I ran the family business until recently. I've been working with Noma's business, and I love the way she runs her business. And Chinadu's like, well, I don't know if Noma told you, but it's actually a family business. So this is like the first time we find out that she's not the only person that runs this business. So it seems like her brother's in the game too. Well, not seems like, because we see he's in it. So it's more so a family enterprise, like he said. So then Kane tries to ask Chinadu what he does, which I felt like was fair because Chinadu just asked him what he does. But now when Kane tries to ask Chinadu what he does, Noma shuts it down. I don't think this is the time to talk about business. Like, what? He just asked Kane what he does for a living. Why can't you ask Chinadu? So Noma shuts that down. Monet then brings up how their family knows Mecca. And, Diana's like, my mother and Mecca grew up together. And this surprises Chinadu. He's like, oh, you all knew Mecca. And this is the moment I was talking about when I was just reviewing episode 8. I'm still confused. Is Mecca Anya's father or not? Because when they started talking about Mecca, Anya didn't even flinch. And I'm just like, is that not her father? I mean, I know now she knows that her father was a drug dealer, but they keep saying late husband, and she was never married to Mecca. So I'm just like, I'm confused. And then then Chinadu was saying something about Mr. Lombardi. Is that Mecca? Is they the same person? I don't know. So Monet and Kane, after dinner, they step away to talk in private. Kane starts off by threatening to tell Noma about Monet working with Carter. And Monet tells Kane, just chill out. We're going to be at your little funky ass wedding. Even though, she's still against it. And Kane tells Monet, like, I know you don't want to be here, whatever the case may be, but I appreciate you being here and bringing Diana and Drew. So then this is where they have a sentimental moment. At first I was like, okay, these sentimental moments that she having with her kids in this episode, they just moments or whatever. But now we when we get to the end, we realize why they show these sentimental moments with her kids. So she tells Kane that when Lorenzo died, he stepped up and he didn't have to, and he's a good son and he deserves more than her coming down on him all the time. So Kane's like, "Are you serious? I never heard you say this before." And then he's like, "Well, you did the best you could with us, and I turned out all right." So Monet, she gets serious and she's like, "Are you sure you want to go through with this wedding?" And Kane's like, "This is be good for me, Mom." Like, he's like, "No, I'm gonna be Noma's partner." And Monet's she's trying to get him to understand you won't never be her partner. She'll never see you as an equal. She just wants what she can get from you. She's just using you to get what she can from you right now. So of course Kane brushes it off. Drew and Diana come in, and Drew and Kane start having this back and forth until Monet shuts it down, tells them to go have fun at the bachelor party. So Noma then approaches Monet, telling her that she wants them to get along since they about to be family. And she's like, I should have never kicked you out of the family business. And Monet's like, "Don't worry about it. I don't even want back in your business." She's like, "I just want my kids taken care of." And Noma's like, "Well, what does that mean?" And Monet's like, "Money." So Noma tells her that she got a stash full of product at this amusement park in Staten Island, and she could go get it. Same place that Carter sent Tariq. So if watching the show, you should realize that shit's starting to not add up if you paying attention. So Kane's bachelor party's kicking off. I'm like, why is Diana there? Why was Diana at the bachelor party? She's not. I could see if she was gay or bi or something. Why is she even there? It was just so weird. Then she there moping about her life, and I was just like, because you could say why Drew there. Why is Drew there too? Drew's supposed to be gay, but Drew's still a guy. I was just like, Diana's the only broad. I guess she liked them strippers. I don't know, but Kane's bachelor party is going off. Lil Durk is there. He makes his acting debut, I guess. I was just like, okay, Lil Durk is there. Diana, this is when she's expressing to Drew that she feels like she's lost something, and she's not talking about the baby. She says she feels lost, and she don't know how to go through with life, or whatever the case may be. And I'm just like, see, why are you here? They're supposed to be having a good time, and you complaining about stuff. And it's just like, I don't know. So this is when Drew tells Diana that he might be considered for an art fellowship in Paris, but he likes the power and the feeling of being appreciated by Carter, even though he thinks Carter about to push him out because of the whole soldiers telling him about Tariq going to Staten Island situation. So Diana, she then calls Monet to check on her, and Monet doesn't answer. So then she calls their Aunt Janet, and Janet tells Diana about Noma sending Monet to Staten Island. So this perks up Drew's eyebrows because he remembered Tariq being sent to Staten Island. Then Effie comes in, upset about her drop being switched. She's complaining to Kane. She tells Kane that Vadim, the Russian dude, was just sent to Staten Island. And, Drew and Diana, they overhear Effie telling Kane this. And, they start putting two and two together, and they realize there's something fishy going on. Tariq, Monet, and Vadim all going to Staten Island, sent by Noma and Carter. So they rush out to go basically have their mothers back. So then we get this scene where Kane and Effie are smashing, and Noma and Davis are smashing. I thought that was funny that they fucking other people the night before their wedding. But like Kane been saying, it's been business, but Noma trying to make it seem like it's more in front of Effie. So it's just like, what you really trying to do? So after this whole smashing situation, Effie, she tells Kane that... Oh, excuse me. She tells Kane that at the end of the semester, she's going to Cali for the engineering program, and she needs out of the game for good. She needs out. And, Kane's like, well, I'm about to be running the entire operation, but Noma's still the boss, and I'm not going to tell you that I can get you out. All I can do is have a conversation with her and try to talk to her about letting you out. So Effie At least he told her the truth this time. Because last time he told her ass, if you help me get this information off this cop's laptop, Noma will let you out. And it was a lie. So at least this time he told her the truth. Like, the only thing I can do is talk to Noma about letting you out. So Effie, you know, she gets mad. She storms off into the other room. So now we at this amusement park in Staten Island. Monet and Tariq run into each other. Tariq immediately realizes it's a setup. Before they can even make a move, Vadim and his guy come up and get the drop on them. And then Diana and Drew run up behind Vadim and his guy, and they get the drop on him. They kill Vadim and his man. So Monet and Tariq, they start questioning what's going on. And, you know, Diana and Drew tell them about how they put the pieces together to realize that it was a setup. And that's when they decide to keep the illusion of Monet and Tariq being dead. So they cut all the fingers off of, they text Noma from Vadim's phone saying it's done, you know, to make it seem like they killed Tariq and Monet. And then they cut the fingers off of Vadim and his guy, and they put him in Monet's truck, and they light it on fire. They burn the bodies up. So the next morning, Noma goes to meet with Carter and Nico, wondering why Kane hasn't found out his mother's dead. So Nico and Carter are telling Noma, you know, we found 2 bodies in Monet's car burnt up, but we can't verify that it's them. Oh, excuse me. We can't verify it's them until we get forensics back. So they basically like, we can't be sure that that's Monet and Tariq. But but basically it should be them. And then, you know, Noma got that text saying that it was done. So she assuming that it's Monet and Tariq. So Noma, as she walks away, she calls Kane, tells him, you know, Monet's no longer coming to the wedding. Because she don't want Kane to be wondering where Monet is. So Kane's like, nah, my mother said she was going to come and be on her best behavior. Let me call her. And Noma's like, no, don't call her. Let's just deal with it after the wedding. And Kane's like, okay. So then we get this funny ass scene. I was cracking up at this scene because I was like, really? So Tariq meets Davis in this warehouse. And he's going off. He's like, they think they could do this to me? I'm Tariq St. fucking Patrick, and pushing shit over. It was just funny. It was just like, nigga, shut your dumb ass up. So he going off, and Davis is in there trying to calm him down. He's like, you need to calm down. You can't think straight if you live it like this. You need to come up with a plan. So Monet is in this hotel with her kids. Goddamn aunt. I'm scared if I tap the screen, it might stop the video. It's a fucking ant on the screen. God damn it. Okay, I got it. So, hey, every time I come in to record, it's something. If it's not a gnat, or it's a fly, or it's an ant. But anyway, so, Monet is hiding out in this hotel, and, you know, she's in there with Drew and Diana, and she's telling them it's time to take out Carter. You know, Drew's against it a little bit first, but, you know, he comes around. She's like, and it's time to take out Noma. And she's like, I want you guys to stand with me, but if you don't want to go through with this, there's no hard feelings. Y'all can just go back to doing y'all, and it's cool. So Drew and Diana, they both stand up. They're like, we with you, Mom. We with you to the end. And they have this embrace. She's like, thank you. I love y'all. And it's like, okay, we realized. I mean, seeing the scene with her and Kane kind of making amends, and then seeing the scene with her and the kids right here, I didn't even put it together that she was going to end up dying. I did not. I didn't put it together that Monet was going to die. But I should have known somebody important or somebody of the immediate cast was going to die, because this is the episode before the last. So I should have known. I don't know why I thought it was going to be somebody else. I don't know. I didn't think it was going to be Monet. So Monet, Tariq, Davis, Drew, and Diana, they all meet up to basically go over a game plan. Tariq suggests that they take Noma out at the wedding. Monet is against it because she's like, I don't want to try to take a shot at Noma with Kane being right there. So this when Tariq starts questioning, like, how you know Kane ain't working with Noma and he knew all about this? And, you know, Drew and Diana chime in. We don't think Kane knew, but we can't trust the fact that he might ride with Noma even if he finds out. So it's like they want to keep him in the dark. So Diana then suggests that they take Noma out at the reception. Because they like, plus they won't let them bring weapons in the wedding. So Diana's like, I could just pull Kane aside, start complaining about some fake family bullshit. Noma step off, which would give Drew the chance to take her out. So then they like, okay, let's talk about how we're going to take Carter out. So Drew tells them about Carter going to do confessions at a certain time and place every whatever day it is. So Davis is like, that means Tariq, you gonna have to take out Carter. And then Drew mentions how the church that Carter goes to is heavily secured with cameras and a security guard. So they basically telling Tariq that he gonna need Effie and Braden in on it too. Even though Tariq is kind of against it, he don't want to involve them, but they like, you gonna need them. And I'm like, why do we need Braden? No offense to Braden, but like, why do we need Braden? I see why we need Effie, because she got to do the cameras and shit. But why do we need Braden? And then Davis's job basically is to keep eyes on Noma to make sure she don't suspect nothing. So Tariq meets with Braden and Effie about the plan, and you know, Braden is immediately like, I'm in. And Tariq tells Braden, no drugs, nigga. And Braden's like, yeah, you got it. Should have knew this nigga was gonna lie. So Tariq tells Effie that he needs her to handle the security and cameras at the church. Effie's hesitant at first, like, why should I help you? And Tariq mentions how it won't be hard for Noma to find out that she's trying to skip town to go to Cali for that engineering program. And he's like, this basically helps you get away unscathed if Noma dies. Even though she helping with the Carter killing, but whatever. So of course Braden and Effie have their what's the word? Now it's a fucking net. God damn, if it ain't one thing, it's another. I don't know if I got it or not. Damn, I just clip my nail. Got that bitch. God damn. Why does it every time? It's a net, or it's a fly, or it's a ant. Anyways. So of course, Effie and Braden are kind of hesitant because of the fact that Carter is a cop. They like, we never did nothing like this before. Tariq don't care. He done killed the cop. He done killed his dad. He don't give a fuck. But ultimately, they agree to go through with the plan. So Davis, he goes to Noma. He's trying to get her to sign some last minute documents, and Noma basically brushes it off. She's like, I'll sign them after the wedding. It's my wedding day. I'm not worrying about that right now. Heads into her office. As Davis is walking away, he hears one of Noma's men on the phone saying that Vadim hasn't been, they can't contact Vadim, and he hasn't been picking up the drops or whatever. So before the dude could go tell Noma, Davis goes to him and is like, well, Noma just told me to take you with me to look for Vadim so he could sign these documents. And of course the guy is like, well, let me go talk to Noma. And Davis is like, I don't think you should. She's in a piss poor mood right now. So Davis nervously, might add, drives Noma's guy out to some isolated area, pulls a gun on him. Instead of pulling the trigger immediately, he lets this nigga get the jump on him. So now they on the ground tussling. Davis chokes the guy out, and then after he chokes the guy to death, he looks completely shocked by what he just did. And I'm just like, ain't you caught a body before? Ain't that what your brother got locked up for? Because you caught a body before? Why you acting so scary now? I don't know. It was just weird the way he acted so scary that he killed somebody. I was like, but I get it though. Choking somebody out, that's more personal than just a gunshot. That's more impersonal. So the wedding ceremony happens. I ain't really got nothing to say about that. The wedding ceremony happens. It was funny when Chinadu gave Noma to Kane. Kane tried to fake dap Chinadu up and hug him up and shit, even though they don't like each other. So we get to the church. Effie tases the guard, and Basically starts working on the cameras. Braden comes in. And again, I'm like, why do we need Braden? But he did say something about he told the other guards that it was some type of something that'll make them go get sick in the church going around, so they left. Braden ass pulls out some coke. Effie's like, Tariq said no drugs. He's like, Tariq says a lot of things. And I'm just like, this nigga. And I was just like, this nigga gonna do something dumb. He always do something dumb when he on that shit. I said something, he was gonna do something dumb. But he kind of didn't, though. I was like, okay. So Tariq gets the drop on Carter and pulls him out the confessional. Carter starts talking about how he knows him and Tariq killed L's dealer. Then mentions that he got the whole then mentions that he knows about them killing Zion and that he got the whole thing on tape. And then he gets to jump on Tariq. I'm just like, why is everybody letting everybody get to jump? Like, why? Why don't these niggas shoot first and keep letting the other motherfuckers get the upper hand? First it was Diana and Felicia, Detective Felicia. She had the gun on Felicia. She wanted to talk about her damn baby and let Felicia get the jump on her, so they started tussling. And it could have went bad. It could have went bad for Diana. Then we had just a couple scenes ago with Davis and Noma's guy. Why didn't you shoot him off Bucks? You held the gun on him and then you let him get the jump on you. And now we get this scene with Tariq letting Carter say all this dumbass shit instead of putting the cuffs on him or just shooting him right then and there. And now he got to jump on you. So now he's arresting Tariq. And he done called Noma and told her that Monet and Tariq are still alive. So Noma immediately goes to her brother, tells him, if you see Monet, shoot first and ask questions later. So Braden and Effie, they run out back of the church while Monet is waiting to tell her what happened. So Monet is like, oh, so that means Noma knows. She immediately leaves to go help her kids at the church. At the wedding. So Brady and Effie, they tell Carter, and Braden, hits Carter's car with his car and makes them crash. And Effie's like, Braden, what did you do? I'm like, this nigga coked up. Like, what do you expect? So Noma and Kane are dancing at their reception. Noma starts whispering to Kane, I need you to choose between me and your mother. I need you to choose now. Kane pulls away and Chinadu comes over, makes a big distraction out of something. And Noma whispers to Kane to look around. And as he's looking around, he sees Noma's security men or whatever taking away Drew and Diana and his cousins, Lil Durk and the other guy. So Braden and Effie managed to get Carter all tied up or whatever as Tariq comes to. And, Carter's like, if my team doesn't hear from me, they're going to burn the city down looking for me. And then, Braden's mentioning how Carter has them on tape killing Zion. But he has the only copy, but they don't know that. So we get these final little pieces of the episode. Noma's guys are dragging Diana and Drew out of the venue. Monet comes in, kills them, and tries to tell Diana and Drew to get out of there. But they reject her. They reject her and they tell her we family. So they start heading inside, and Hail Mary by Tupac plays, and I was just like, oh shit, this is a nice little. I was like, this is a nice little song to play right now. Monet going in. She's taking all the Noma's guys out one by one as she gets closer to finding Kane. The sounds of the gunshots, of course, makes all the guests scurry out of the place. Meanwhile, Noma and Chinadu, they got Kane tied up in this room. And he's telling her to choose. She's telling Kane to choose between her and Monet. And Kane, he starts telling this story about, the story kind of sounds like he was probably touched as a child, and Monet had to take care of whoever was that was touching him. So he's like, basically, my mother always protect me. I'm always gonna choose her over you. He yells, fuck you at Noma. And right when Noma about to pull the trigger on Kane, Monet comes in there, guns blazing, starts shooting, and Noma's about to shoot Kane, but then Monet comes out and risks her life to save Kane, starts shooting. She gets shot up. And then Diana and... I was like, where the fuck was Diana and Drew at? Monet took out so many damn niggas. I know it ain't take... Why did it take y'all so long? They probably went to go save their cousins first, probably. I don't know. But they come in shooting after that. And Noma and Chinadu get away. And Drew unties Kane, and they all just sitting there sobbing, weeping. All the Tejada kids weeping over Monet's body. And Monet's like, my babies. You could just kind of tell that she was, like, she went out by protecting her kids. And she was like, my babies, she knows she ain't going to see them again. It was so sad. It was, and Kane was like, wait. It was just so sad. I was like, oh, no, not Monet. And y'all know how I felt about Monet and Diana. I was like, they are the worst actors on this show. But as we got into season 4, they acting got a little better. So I was like, damn, now we losing Monet when her acting got a little better. I felt bad for the Tejada kids. I was like, damn. Part of me, like I said, I would grade it an A-. A part of me wonders what would have happened if Kane was in on the plan. If he'd have found out that she tried to take out Monet and Tariq, and what he would have did, like if the plan would have went smoother, Monet probably would have lived. Or you never know, Kane probably would have still took Noma's side. So it was kind of best to leave him out of it, but I don't know. But I know episode 10, this finale, it better be more than an hour because they got a lot of stuff to clear up. Like, it's crazy. I'm wondering if Lorenz Tate gonna get revenge for his brother. I'm wondering what Tariq and them gonna do with Carter, since Carter has this video of them killing Zion. And you know Nico's not dumb. Nico already been suspecting some shit. So Nico gonna immediately know that it got something to do with Monet and Tariq. Especially since he was with Carter at that meetup with Noma when they thought that Tariq and Monet was dead. Oh, Kane about to be on some demon time now. It's over for them now. Kane's about to kill wifey. I'm hoping that Kane is not as dumb as people think he is, and he figured out some type of deal, some type of workaround to have Noma's enterprise. You know, he was telling Effie he wanted to be like Bumpy Johnson, whatever the case may be. So, I mean, we shall see. And then you notice in this episode, I didn't know that Effie didn't know that Diana lost the baby. I mean, Brichandria knows and Effie don't. I don't think that's a big deal, but I wonder if Effie's going to find out that actually Diana is not pregnant anymore. Brayden, I hope you don't do nothing else dumb all coked up. I feel like they're going to get bagged up because of that damn situation with L's dealer. And I don't put it against Effie. I mean, L. I don't put it against L to be a witness for that shit. She's talking about, I can't deal with this guilt. It's a whole lot of little missing pieces. A whole lot of little pieces going on. Did they cousins get out of there alive? I'm just irritated that this is episode 10 and Carter, Noma, and now for the fact Chinadu are still alive. One of them should have died in this episode. I didn't like that. Like, one of them should have died. Noma or Carter should have died. But the fact that they both still alive is throwing me. And Monet dies. I wonder if they're going to kill Tariq off in this episode. I don't think they are. In episode 10, I don't think they're going to kill Tariq off. It's too much stuff they can still do. But I don't know. We shall see what this episode 10 is going to bring. They're going to have to clear up a lot of stuff. I know at the end of episode 10, people still going to have questions. There's still going to be stuff that's going to be unresolved, unanswered, whatever the case may be. But we shall see what's going to happen in episode 10. Can't wait to see. But yeah, thanks for watching these reviews. If you watched them both in their entirety, comment below what you thought of both episodes 8 and 9. What you would grade them. If you thought it was something I should have talked about that I didn't, let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe to the channel. I need over 300 subscribers because I only got like 250 something. I need 100 million, but you know, we starting off small. So help me get to 300 subscribers by liking and subscribing to the channel. And yeah, comment below, like and subscribe. Can't stress that enough. It's easy, it's free, all that good stuff. Like, subscribe, comment below. See y'all in the next review. Peace.